Hey honey bunches, so these last 2 weeks have been very rain filled in Melbourne, very essay filled. I've written about 3 essays, yay fun. A bit boring, but I've managed to film a collection of midweek vegan meals, so settle in and enjoy the ride. This first one is one my mum made because on some nights get back later during the week from uni and life happens and all that, so she often makes this slow cooker starch and tofu curry. The recipe is on my blog. It's very delicious. All the starch become really tender and the tofu develops delicious flavour, and it's thoroughly delicious, tastes like a warm hug. I highly recommend. And slow cooker, can we just take a moment to appreciate the wonderful creation that is? Oh, it's heaven. Makes food preparation and dinner times bliss. This second one, dinner, I chopped up some potato, cauliflower, broccoli, red onion, tossed that in some herbs, paprika, fennel, mixed herbs, onion powder, garlic powder, tossed them in those spices and put them in the oven without any oil. This recipe I've sort of just cooked for a long time from memory from a Rawsome Vegan Life recipe. It's very delicious and it's very easy. I don't think it had pesto on top, but I've kind of made it into a Burrito Bowl that I make quite regularly. So here's some traditional pesto with some cannellini beans for extra beaniness, because you know beans are great, and it turned out like this, pretty smooth, because I did it in a blender as opposed to a food processor. And they're the soba noodles cooking. They take so little time, it's like the most instant thing and delicious thing ever. There's the soba noodles, which you have to make sure to rinse under hot water, otherwise they'll just congeal and you'll have like a brain type lump of food in front of you. It looks like a brain. Pretty cool. And here's the bowl. So soba noodles, the veg, and some of that drizzly pesto mixture, with some roasted hazelnuts on top because we had them, but totally not compulsory. This is a really delicious, nourishing bowl. Highly recommend. Also, it's just a lovely thing to come home to for your family or whoever you're cooking it for. So this day we didn't really have much time, so I heated up some leftover starch and tofu curry that we had, and then it was kind of like 1.5 serves, so I made some triple vegan cheese basil toasties. I know, stand back, what's going on? So I put vegan parmesan with the pesto, slices of vegan cheese, and then I'd experimented and made some fermented vegan cheese, cashew and almond based I think it was, and with some dill, toasted that up. Holy heck guys, this was so good. The best vegan toasty I've ever had. And you know, curry and toasties don't exactly go together, but I don't think anyone's complaining. And the fermented cheese recipe was from Carbonara's new ebook called Mousse. Highly recommend, and the cheese tasted super good and was really, really easy to prepare and a lot cheaper than, you know, the average fermented cheese. But life's too short for no fermented cheese to be in it. So dinner number 4. We had these rice and chia gluten-free pizza bases, so I was making vegan pizza, and we had onions and mushrooms and spinach and vegan sausage and capsicum and vegan parmesan, artichokes, and more of that fermented vegan cheese. And here's some chopped up veg. I kind of just piled it all on as much as I can because, you know, I want this to be veggie filled, but also trick yourself into like not being so wowee about all the veggies because it's on a pizza. So I browned, crunchied up some of those sausage niblets, whatever, and caramelized some onions. Then here's the pizzas forming, and boing! Wowzers, they are totally tall, and I definitely support the less is more on pizzas usually, but you know, midweek pizzas are a kind of different deal, so yeah, this was delicious, and those bases are really good, even though they're just rice flour and cheese seeds and water, I think. This dinner number 5, I made my faux sausage rolls, a very delicious, popular recipe on my blog, totally recommend. There's some defrosting puff pastry, carrot I had to grate, and the base of this is lentils and oats that you mix up into a porridge. That's like how you make the texture on point and sort of get everything to stick together, is by making sort of this glue like fiber rich savoury porridge, and then you add all the seasonings and herbs and carrots and brown rice flour, which I've started using instead of breadcrumbs lately, and the consistency is so much better. I definitely need to change that on the blog if I haven't done that already. And then for some reason our oven wasn't particularly working, so these cooked for like 40 minutes instead of 20, but like the puff pastry got so much crisper on the bottom. So good. And then we had this with some spinach leaves and ketchup, and it's always a winner, so don't really need to contend how good that was. This one was an early dinner again. It looks so unappetizing, I totally acknowledge that. But this is a Moroccan lentil soup. It's kind of a favourite that we've had for a long time before pre-vegan days. I've got a version on my blog. It's comes together really quick. You don't need like too many non-staple ingredients. It's mainly just like lentils and leeks and carrot and stock and thyme, and then you put a dollop of coconut yogurt and coriander if you have it, and happy days. This also tastes like a warm hug. It's thoroughly delicious, and whenever people outside our family have had it, they've like gone back for thirds. It's very bizarre. But anyway, dinner number 7. What are we doing here? I think this is a burrito bowl, or like burrito wraps if anyone in the fam was feeling like that. So there's some salsa, black beans, and tomato mixture is cooking with the onions. There's the spiced black beans that I've tried to mash a little bit. Cooking away. This is the rice and tomato mixture, which I just sort of let the rice absorb the remaining moisture from the tomatoes, and it's got some stock powder, and I just cover it with water and put the lid on, turn the heat down, and let it sort of absorb everything and become delicious, become its most authentic self, as is often said in the vegan community. Okay, so the lid goes on and stuff happens. It rises, becomes fluffy. Here's those mashed Cuban-y black beans. I mashed up some avocado with lemon juice and salt and pepper, and then I just whacked it with some rice on a big fat plate with some vegan parmesan and some salsa. So delicious, and it's always a winner. Dinner number 8. Dinner number 8 was a really, really weird creation. Don't recommend, but you know, it wasn't a waste because now you guys know not to do it. So I roasted up this spaghetti squash because my mum was like, it needs using up. So I used it up, and then I was like, what to do with that spaghetti squash, because I wasn't really feeling like something tomatoey Italian filled. So I was like, maybe the spaghetti squash noodles can replace rice noodles and we can do a stir fry. Yep, I already know this is like not going too great flavor wise, but I stuck with it for some reason. And with the tofu and veg, and then put some like okonomiyaki sauce, which is also just like Japanese stir fry sauce, and weird mix of flavors. Do not recommend. It would have been fine if it was with rice noodles, I'm sure, but also like okonomiyaki sauce, I think it's just meant for the okonomiyaki pancakes. It doesn't make you feel like you're eating great food. Anyway, dinner number 9. This is getting back on a great train of, okay, this is getting long and I'm rambling, but we're at dinner number 9, so stick with me, people. So this was just another curry, and curries are great for using up little bits of veg that you have going on in your fridge, so that was what this one turned out to be. You kind of just put the paste in with the onions and the garlic, and then you add your veg, and then you coat the veg in the curry paste, and then you add in tomato and TVP if you have it, and maybe some chickpeas as well. Add some coconut milk and put on your lid and let it all simmer down so everything becomes tender and thoroughly delicious. Then once it's done, it looks amazing and will thicken up as well, so don't worry if it looks like there's too much moisture in it. Whew, that is about it with the coconut yogurt and coriander. Yeah, really delicious and a great vegetable end to the day. I think after this I made this, I think it was after this meal, some easy avocado chocolate mousse from the first Deliciously Ella book, because we had some avocados that needed using up and some bananas, and it uses quite a lot of both. And you just pot it in the fridge and let it thicken up, and I had probably a way too big a serve of this because I like definitely couldn't get to sleep at night with all the caffeine in the mousse. But no regrets because it tasted delicious, and these little munchkins thought so too. So dinner number 10, you've seen this recipe because I've posted it already. It's the vegan carbonara, or perhaps what I should have called it, vegan alfredo. Anyway, it's a creamy white sauce pasta dish with really tender mushrooms, look at them, and a fabulously vegan cheesy sauce that you can call whatever you like. And I put that in a blender, mix it up, and you make pasta. So this was a roundup type of video, honey bunches. I hope you liked it in some way. I'm very open to more video suggestions if you have them, or requests. I find it a little difficult to like do something too out of the norm because I don't have much time to make them during the week, but if I gel with any of your suggestions, I totally will make them. So do leave them below, and thank you for your comments, honey bunches. There have been some seriously nice people, I mean you're all nice people, but leaving some really nice comments that really made my day. So thank you for spending the time doing that, and for watching as always, and for being you. I'll see you in the next video, honey bunches, and until then I hope you have a fabulous week. Bye bye!